So a few months ago, I recorded a video where I was going over a upcoming submission to both PSA as well as Beckett. And now we have a package in the mail, so excited to get into this. But before I open that, I'm going to open this, and this actually has an interesting story associated with it. Now, one of my personal favorite sets is a set called Donruss Elite. They have these foil board cards that are almost reminiscent of the PMG style card. And I was on eBay and I saw this Cade Cunningham BGS 9.5, and I wanted to get it. But there's a reason why I wanted to get this specifically. So there's a couple things to note here. First of all, if you look, you can see that this is numbered out of 99. It's a nice color match, the blue for the Pistons. The centering is a 9.5, the corners are a 9.5, the surface is a 9.5, and the edges are 9. So it's definitely a true gem, maybe even a true gem plus. I'm not too in the know on what people call Beckett's different subgrade scales and all of that, but this is a card that I wanted for my collection. It's one of my favorite sets of a basketball rookie. It's a color match. It's a good grade. But the thing is, I actually already had it in a 9.5. So why did I buy it again? Well, first of all, Cade's market is kind of down right now, but overall he's shown everything you would want to see from a player, so I'm still buying. But at the same time, this one is an SGC 9.5, and maybe a little bit hard to see on the camera, but that bottom corner over there has some white into it. You might see it right there. And I thought this was a little bit overgraded, and so I wanted to get one that was a true 9.5, and went ahead and grab this. And now I'll be able to use this one as trade bait, or maybe to, if I wanted to sell it on eBay, but for now, very happy to have the True Gem 9.5, and then another one that I can use as something to trade at a show. But now let's get into what we're here for, this guy. Alright, so we have a box, and I don't know exactly which order these are in, so these may end up being something where some of the better ones might end up being earlier in the video, but I'll try to put it off camera and make it a little bit fun at least. So again, these are not in any particular order, but we will go and do the PSA ones first and then do the Beckett ones last. So this right here is 2021 Spectra Cade Cunningham. This is the Asia red, yellow, green. This is numbered out of 75. And unfortunately, this got a PSA 9. Still a good card to hold, especially as his career develops. You know, a rookie number to 75. Can't go wrong with that, even as a PSA 9. You know, similar players to Cade, you know, a ball-dominant lead guard, this kind of card of theirs would be worth in like the 150 to 300 range. Because Cade's market is a little bit depressed right now, this probably on auction wouldn't sell for more than 50, if even. But more than happy to kind of stick this in a pile and see how his career develops. And also, you'll notice that I've got a couple spots over here for things to hang out, but I'm only going to put the best of the best up there. Next up, so you may have watched my PSA submission where I sent in the Jalen Duren of this, but this is the Select Jaden Ivey, this is the Future insert, and this is the Silver. These are extremely short printed. Unfortunately, this did get a PSA 9. But it is extremely short printed and fairly rare, so still happy with a 9. Obviously you want the 10 with everything, but it is what it is. And you'll notice, like, there are some grades that I would have been a little bit happier if they were a bit more favorable, but it is what it is. You can't really control that. Some days you just get a grader who's in a bit of a mood. Like this card, I don't really know exactly what they decided to ding it for, but this is 2022 Honors. This is Aiden Hutchinson. This is the purple first off of the line rookie, and this is numbered out of 12. and a PSA 9. Oh, this was a fun one. I was at a card show, and this was in an HGA slab. And I think it might have been an HGA 9 or 9.5. Let me check, actually. So, yep, this was an HGA 9, and ended up downgrading to a PSA 8, but I'm more than happy with that. This is a Alexander Albon Topps Chrome 2020 orange refractor. This is numbered out of 25. It's very likely within the next year or two he's going to be on one of the main teams. He is and continues to severely outperform the card that he has, and I would expect him to get an upgrade. And if you're a fan of F1, you know both one, how tough this grade is for this set. There's a lot of, yeah, you might be able to see it right here. Pretty much the entire 2020 set has a little indent right over here. The Sapphire doesn't, but the regular set has it. So this is, expected to get an 8. They pretty much automatically grade those an 8 when this comes through. This is about the grade that I expected, but since it's numbered out of 25, and actually he's one of the rookies in that year, even though it's technically the rookie cards for pretty much every modern F1 driver, he technically was a rookie that year. So very happy to have this Alexander Albon numbered to 25, and if you're an F1 fan, you know that one's pretty cool. I'll put that over here. I actually got that at a card show for a pretty good deal. This one got a PSA 7. I probably could have sold this if I wanted to, but it's a nice color match. It's Chronicles Blue, and I think it's the Elite subset. But this is numbered out of 99. PSA 7, again, nothing too crazy. If I sold it right now, it would sell for $20. If Cade's career develops to any reasonable trajectory, this would be, a $50 to $100 card. So I'll sit on it for a little bit, and it's a great color match, which I think adds to the value. Next up, as you can see, this is not my favorite reveal, but it is what it is. This is a 2022 Prism Aiden Hutchinson Emergent Blue Ice, and you'll notice that there's a lot of color matches here. It's definitely something that I pay attention to. This is the Emergent insert, the Blue Ice. This is out of 99. And again, this got a PSA 9. But it's, again, a great color match for the Lions. Aiden Hutchinson, great player. And happy to have that. That one will be hanging around for a while. Next up, over here we start getting into some of the cards that I'm fairly happy with. This is one that I'm extremely happy with. This is 2022 Select. This is the Jalen Duran. This is the White Disco. PSA 10. This is numbered out of 75. So one of the most promising young centers in the league. He's had a lot of games where it's been like 20-20, 20 points, 20 boards, etc. And you may notice that my phone is doing the thing where it's centering in on some of the players' faces. So I don't have any way to control that in the video, but I will think about that in the future. Over here, this is 2022 Revolution. This is Jaden Ivey for the Pistons. This is the Future Frame insert. The Future Frame Parallel, which is numbered to 60. Unfortunately, got a PSA 9 on this. I think the Revolution ones that I sent in, I got there should be one other one, but, and I think that got a PSA 9 as well. This right over here. So if you know this card, this is the 2020 Kobe tribute card where it has LeBron James doing like a Kobe style dunk. This is a really iconic card. If you had this in a silver, this card is worth hundreds in a silver. But as a PSA 10 for the base, it's still worth a decent amount, and I'm happy to have the PSA 10. Probably in the range of like 75 to 150 depending on the day as a PSA 10. Very happy to have this. I found it, I think I got this at a card show, and this is definitely one that, in my opinion, if you are like a basketball fan long term, this is going to be one of the ones where, for people who want to have any LeBron cards, this is one of the staples long term. in my opinion. Just the picture is iconic. Next up, so this is the same set that I was talking about before, the Select Future set. This is the Cade Cunningham, this is the silver. Unfortunately, this one did get an 8. But again, these are super rare. I mean, I think if you were to buy this card raw on eBay right now, you would you'd be paying anywhere between 30 to 70 bucks depending on the seller. And there's only a couple of them. The problem is, and I kind of knew this going in, but the problem is that the centering on this set, and specifically this year, is really off-center. You can see right there. So if you look at the reason why I haven't bought some of the ones on eBay is just because they have the same centering issue, and PSA is obviously grading that as an 8. So happy to have that one. Happy to hold on to that one. I think, this is probably like a total population graded pop 3 or 4 or something like that. This is another relatively rare insert from Select, especially the silver one. So this is the Select Phenomenon. The silvers are actually, again, extremely short printed. So this is the 2021 Cade Select Phenomenon Silver Prism. This is one got a PSA 9. Again, just because of how rare this is and because the population report is going to be so low, I'm not particularly concerned about the grade. Obviously, if you get a 10 on this, long term, this would be an absolute monster of a card. But even as an 8 or a 9, as people start to focus in their collections a little bit and pay a lot more attention to the pop reports rather than just what the trendy cards are, a card like this, I think, will shine long term. But again, you would prefer to have a 10 on it, but a 9 is okay. So Lewis Hamilton, this is from the 2020 Topps Chrome. This is the Sapphire Edition. This is just one of there's like the portrait photos from the set, and then you have a bunch of other pictures of each driver. So this is one of the other ones. I think it's just a good picture. It's from the Sapphire Edition. The Sapphire Editions are an easier grade than the regular Topps Chrome just because it doesn't have that indent on the back. So if you are potentially trying to buy it to grade and maybe flip, then I would recommend the Sapphire set of 2020 rather than the Chrome. But this one is one that I'm just going to be setting into a pile for myself. And I think actually there's a couple, at least 1 or 2 cards here that could potentially go up onto the stands. I think this Jalen Duren could go up. I don't think we've had anything else that I would say is mega stand worthy. But we can put the Duren White Disco up there. That's a good card. This is one that I really would have liked to get a 9 on or a 10 on, but looking at it now, I can see actually the centering is way off. So happy with a 9. I'm probably actually going to eventually sell or trade this one just because I just sent in the regular blue. So this one is the blue number to 150. I just sent in the regular blue number to 199 and the centering on that was better. It'll be a month or 2 before I actually know the grade on that one, but I mean, if they both get a 9, then I'll keep them both, but there is definitely a possibility that I'll trade this, but not until I know how the other one comes back. So this is actually, going back to the idea of population reports, this is a card that I think a lot of people are not paying attention to, and that is the Red Waves from Mosaic. Because they're from the Asia Parallels, even though this isn't numbered, if you look at the population report for the Red Waves from some of the bigger players, they actually are extremely low. So this is one that I'm excited to have. And one interesting thing about 2021, and I'm not sure if they've done it since, I'd have to look, but like I know for 2020, the National Pride, because you have the base rookie card, then you have the NBA debut, which they've actually gotten rid of, and I'm happy that they did. And then they also have the National Pride insert for each rookie. But I think in 2020, the National Prides didn't actually have the rookie card logo on it. So even though it technically was a rookie card, it didn't have the shield on it. So this one is nice because in 2021, they actually put it on there. So this is the Cade Cunningham Mosaic National Pride rookie. This is the Red Wave. This is a great color match. He's got the stars in the background, the red, white, and blue. The uniform is red. This is a great color match. This is a very low pop card. Very happy to have this one as a PSA 10. For now, I'm going to put this up to the right over here, but that may not be there for that much longer. So this is the 2022 Prism. This is Jalen Duren. This is the Luck of the Lottery Mojo Prism. So this is numbered 225. This did get a PSA 9. Again, super short printed card. And also because the Pistons somehow magically managed to trade back into the lottery and get him, I'm not 100% sure why the Hornets gave us their pick. We really didn't give them anything. But the fact that we were able to trade back in, I think this is just a nice card to have considering the story around how he was drafted. Obviously, it's got him on draft night in the suit holding the basketball with the Pistons hat. Luck of the Lottery Mojo, numbered out of 25. Happy to have this even as a PSA 9. So this is like a standard accessible card for most players, but again, nice color match. This is the 2021 Prism, Cade Cunningham. This is the red, white, and blue Prism. This comes out of the value packs. One thing with 2021 Prism that you have to be really careful about is the side-to-side centering. It can oftentimes be very off. This one I think is still a little bit thin on this side, but they were forgiving. But you definitely have to be very careful with the centering if you're sending it in. And that's really for any player in the set. This is a set that is notorious for being off-center. Specifically 2020 and 2021 Prism. I think in 2022 and 2023 they fixed up a lot of the centering issues. But 2020 and 2021 were both notoriously off-center. So something to keep in mind if you are sending in cards for grading. Happy to have this one. I may let go of it eventually, but right now happy to have this one. I don't think this is a stand-worthy card knowing what's coming. And also something interesting is, when you compare the red, white, and blue Prism with the National Pride Red Wave that comes from the Asia Tmall boxes, the pop report on the Red Wave is extremely low, whereas these red, white, and blues are a lot more common. So, that one, I think long-term is going to mature much better. But that's just my opinion. Going back to Don Russ Elite, if you saw at the beginning of the video, I had some of the other ones. And this over here is a PSA 9. This is from the Asia, the Tmall product as well for Don Russ Elite. This one is not numbered, but again, because it's coming from the Tmall products, it's much more short printed because one, they don't make as much of that, and two, not as much of that gets over here. So this one is a PSA 9. Again, this is, nothing too crazy. If this was a PSA 10, it would definitely be better, but population on this will be really low. Next up, this is the Jaden Ivey. This is the Sensations. This is another select insert that is fairly low pop, especially the silver. This is the Sensations Silver from Select. This is a PSA 10. I expect that once everything settles down and a bunch of his cards get graded, this specific card as a PSA 10 will likely have a total population in maybe the 15 to 30. There's just not a lot of these made. It's pretty short printed, and the Sensation set itself is fairly short printed. Like all three Select insert sets, in my opinion, the Phenomenon, the Future, and the Sensation sets. There might be others, but I know for sure those three are all fairly short printed, and then the silvers are even more short printed. So the odds of opening the product, getting the insert, and then getting the silver parallel are pretty slim. I don't know exactly what the odds are. I'm not sure if there are numbered versions of this. There might be a gold, but I am not sure. For now, I'll put this up here, but he won't be there for that long. So this is Jalen Duren. This is from Don Russ Elite. This is the blue out of 99. Nice little color match. Wish they had used a better picture on this one, but this one got a PSA 9. Won't spend too much time on this. Numbered out of 99. We've already talked about this set. The nice foil board, PMG style presentation. One of my favorite inserts or sets for a rookie. Next up. I mentioned that there was another Revolution that got a PSA 9. Here it is. This is the Vortex, which is a decent descriptor of Jaden Ivey's playstyle. This is the Cosmic. This is numbered out of 99. And got a PSA 9. Lots of 9s today, unfortunately. But that's okay. And then last, before we get to the Beckett cards, is this 2021 Cade Cunningham Select. This is the Scope Prism Parallel. And this is the Premier level. There's the Concourse Premier and Courtside, so this is like the second level. This is decently short printed. I mean, you can go on eBay and probably find 15 to 20 of these listed right now. Although, maybe less, maybe somewhere in the 5 to 10 range. It's not super, super rare, but it is fairly rare. And then, there's some centering issues this year with Select, but I'm happy to say that this one got a PSA 10. And we'll put that up here for just a few moments. So, now we're getting onto the Beckett ones. This is the Jalen Duren. This is the Contenders Finals ticket. This is numbered out of 49. And this is rookie auto. One of the most desirable autos for a player any of their rookie year. Obviously, you have National Treasures. Obviously, you have Flawless, where you start getting into where it has, patches and all of that kind of stuff. But for just a straight up autograph card, the Contenders is one of the best. And this is the Jalen Duren out of 49. It's got a 9.5 on centering, 10 on corners, 9.5 on edges, 9 on surface. This, if you were adventurous, this might be a decent candidate to crack out and resubmit. But I think we can all agree that there's no need to do that. So this is the Jaden Ivey. This is the same card, but they had two versions of it. They had a vertical and a horizontal version. This one is numbered out of 49, and then the autograph Contenders Finals ticket. This got a Beckett 9, 9.5 centering, 8.5 corners, 9.5 edges, 9.5 surface, and a 10 on the autograph. And I was actually very pleasantly surprised with this. Let me see if I can find it. So I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this, and I didn't see this when I bought it off of eBay, but the reason why the person sold it was because this corner over here, bottom right corner, has a crease. So I was expecting that this would maybe at most get an 8, but I just wanted to get it graded because it's rare and it's a rookie autograph of a good young player. And I was not expecting this to get the grade that it got. But very happy with this to get a 9. Obviously, very happy with this getting a 9. Obviously, my thought that it would maybe at best get an 8 when I saw that this got a 9, I was ecstatic. So, very happy with that. And then that leaves us with one card left. And this is the Cade Cunningham. This is the RPA from Flawless, numbered out of 15. Nice 3-color patch there. Nice bold autograph. Graded with Beckett. And this got a BGS 9.5. Got a 9.5 centering, 9.5 corners, 9.5 edges, and 9.5 surface. If you're really adventurous, you could maybe send this to PSA and see if you could cross it to a 10. But I don't have that appetite, so I'm more than happy to have this as a BGS 9.5. So, what was your favorite card? Was it the Cade Cunningham Flawless? Maybe the Scope Prison, the Red Wave? Maybe one of the Contenders autos? Maybe one of these Cade Silvers? Or if you're into F1, maybe Lewis Hamilton, Sapphire, or the Alex Albon out of 25. Or the Jalen Duren out of 25. Maybe the PSA 10, red, white, and blue Cade. The Jalen Duren White Disco out of 75. Or maybe it was the Ivy Sensation Silver. Let me know what was your favorite below. Obviously, you can get a good feel now. Like, this is not a flippers submission. This is not a submission where I'm going to be running around and auctioning these off on eBay right away, or running around at a card show and selling everything off. This is just one where the majority of this is from my own collection. Really looking forward to potentially trading some of these, especially as other submissions pop through, and I can have a little bit more flexibility on what I'm willing to keep and what I'm not willing to keep. But let me know what was your favorite card. I think surprisingly, probably this one. I mean, obviously like the autographs, but I think these two are some of my favorites just because they're fairly low pop and they're just really clean. And then also, I really like this one right over here. So, on that note, hope you're having a wonderful day. Talk to you later. Peace.